Does just hearing the term credit score fill you with dread and make you cringe a little bit and maybe even get that pit in your stomach of anxiety? If that's you, then trust me, I have been there. When it comes to credit scores, it's just one of those things that can be really overwhelming because it feels like so much is riding on it. Not to mention, if you're somebody who's done some damage to your credit, it can feel even more overwhelming and tricky because it can be hard to correct those mistakes. But here's the thing with credit. It is something that, when used properly, can be a tool to help us achieve things and obtain things in life that we otherwise wouldn't be able to. So when used properly, it is something that can really help you and get you to where you want to be. So in this video, I'm going to share some tips and some things that you can do in order to improve your credit score and have some more control over it so that you can get yourself back on track. What's up, guys? I'm Felicia, and if you're new to my channel, I am a realtor in the greater Hartford area of Connecticut. This is part 3 of my 3-part video series where I am discussing different ways to improve your financial situation to help you with your next big purchase. If you haven't yet seen my first 2 videos in this series, I highly recommend checking those out at the end of this video to help you tackle your financial well-being from all sides. All right, let's jump right in, and today we're going to talk about improving your credit score. Have you ever noticed that all it takes is missing one payment to see your credit score drop significantly, but then it feels like it can take months to counteract that with having, making payments on time and doing the right actions? It can take months before you ever see that turnaround and see that score starting to improve. That's one of the reasons that I think people get so overwhelmed when it comes to credit scores, is because it feels so much easier to damage it than it is to improve it. That is why never miss a payment. If you made some mistakes in the past, it's okay. We're gonna forget about those. We are gonna focus on what's ahead of you, what you can control, and commit to yourself today that you are never gonna make that mistake again. The best way to make sure that you never miss a payment is to set up automatic bill payments. Most credit card companies will let you set this up online, where you're going to automatically pay your minimum balance every month so that you never miss it and you don't even have to think about it. It doesn't stop there though. Setting up automatic bill payments is really just step 1 to protect yourself and make sure that you are not going to miss a payment. But if you really want to improve your credit and your overall financial standing, it's so important to be organized and to know everything that you can about where your money is going and where your credit line accounts are, how much the balance is, when it's due. All that information needs to be readily accessible to you and something that you are on top of consistently. I recommend compiling all this information into a list in a spreadsheet, something like Google Sheets, where you have it all there ready to be accessed at any point. And then I recommend putting a time in your calendar, monthly or even bi-weekly, that you are going to commit to looking at your finances. Life gets really busy and it's easy to let so much time pass and to not really have a handle on what you're spending, what you have coming in, and how much your balance is on your credit card. So I think it's important to force yourself to sit down and look at it regularly and to keep track of what your balance is at so that you know that you aren't overspending and you have it all, under control. Once you've established this organization and kind of have a plan in place for how you are going to make sure that you make all your payments on time, you want to look at the second biggest area that impacts your credit, which is your credit utilization. Since credit utilization is one of the greatest factors determining your credit score, it's really important that you pay down your balance whenever possible. It's always recommended that you use no more than 30% of what your credit limit is at a given time. And if you're able to use even less than that, that's even better. There's a lot of research that shows that people with the highest credit scores are using less than about 7% of their total credit limit at a given point. I know everyone's situation is different, so for some people, it may not be as feasible to be able to pay as much down on your credit card, but getting in the habit of paying as much as you can, whatever extra you have towards that debt, is a good practice and will definitely get you in a better place than if you just pay the minimum amount every month. If you're just starting out, you've probably learned that having little to no credit history at all is just as detrimental as having, bad credit because you miss payments. A good way to tackle this is through credit boosting programs. There's different companies that offer different programs, but typically they involve having your maybe checking account, banking information, your rental history, so the times that you pay rent, those types of things factored into your credit report. Those are not typically included in a typical credit report. So going through a program like that where it is included will help you and potentially boost your score and allow you to make that big purchase that you otherwise won't be able to. As with the things that I mentioned in the other 2 videos of this series, being aware of your situation and regularly checking in on it is one of the most important critical steps to that financial well-being, because not knowing is usually where the problems start. Knowing and having an awareness and not really being in denial of your situation is usually the first step to really being able to change your life. So that is my recommendation for you, that you regularly check in and keep working on these steps so that you are able to look back years from now and be glad that you did. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you guys found this video helpful. And if you have any other tips about things that you did to help improve your credit score, please share those in the comments, because I know that I always find that information useful, and I'm sure others who watch this will find it useful as well. And be sure to subscribe to my channel so that you continue to see this content, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.